If you guys want to know the latest spring 2025 trends and what I really think of them, then keep on watching. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Tomas sharing all my thoughts on fashion, lifestyle, and anything else that comes to mind. I'm here every single Wednesday with some surprise uploads on Sundays, so make sure you turn on the bell so you're notified every single time I upload and you don't miss a single video. It is a little bit darker today. I was beating the sunlight. If you're scared of my big fat shadow behind me, I'm sorry. I feel like the only time I had to film today was today, and unfortunately the sun has already gone down. But I am liking like the standing videos more. I don't know, like I feel like last week I did a standing video and I liked it quite a bit. It's giving like TV performer, like a Big Brother performer. We are live. Please do not sweat. Like that's what it's giving. I'm really into it. For today's video, I have compiled a list of the key spring 2025 trends for men's fashion, and I'm going to let you really know what I think about them. Some of these trends I absolutely adore, and some of these trends I absolutely hate. So I thought it would be fun to go through them with you and explain to you why I either love them or hate them. But if you're enjoying the channel, please subscribe to me. It's absolutely free. And then who doesn't want to hear more from me? Who doesn't want to hear the yapping? I feel like everybody does. And I think that's it. So let's get right into it because there's absolutely no time to waste. First spring 2025 trend is casual dressing. So what I mean by this is that in the men's space lately, I feel like a lot of brands, and I feel like I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I'm going to give my eights. My 8 out of 10s, where 8 out of 10s are due. Amiri is definitely the brand that is pioneering this, but I feel like now lately in the men's fashion space, we are gearing towards using tailoring in a more casual way, as evidently shown by Travis Kelce, biggest eye roll ever, showing up to the Super Bowl in like a sequin suit. I mean, that's kind of like on the other side of the spectrum. I feel like that's kind of like on the extreme side. But I feel like brands that are pioneering by like La Mer, Amiri, using kind of old school tailored pieces like the button down, the loose trousers, the tailored blazers in a more casual way. I feel like we're seeing that as a big key trend for spring 2025. What I mean by this is that you would be wearing a classic, uniform slim blazer with jeans, a white button down, and then a heeled boot. I feel like before, during the pandemic, we were very into street style and very into kind of streetwear where we were kind of wearing baggier clothes. We were wearing hoodies. But now we're moving towards a more dressy kind of way that is still really casual and you can still be comfortable, but also kind of adds that elegance to your everyday look. I love this trend. I think it is a long time coming. I think from the pandemic and in this kind of obsession that we were with streetwear, which don't get me wrong, I love as well. I feel like there's like a time and place. I think we were kind of successful. I think we were susceptible to the Balenciaga kind of. We were very definitely enamored by the Balenciaga look, which was kind of like baggy jeans with a hoodie and like these long trenches. I feel like now we're moving towards more of this elegance, this understated casual elegance that is not only really comfortable, but also a way to kind of add some more like aesthetics to your everyday look. So I'm all here for it. In terms of runway, we saw this specific look shown a ton. Casual elegance dressing at Bottega, Sakai, Magliano, and obviously Amiri. Next trend is plaid. So I feel like we have seen a resurgence in plaid, and I feel like this is due to the like instability of the economy. And usually plaid is seen as a very utilitarian print, but right now on the runways, as shown by Bottega, Loewe, Fendi, and Comme des Garçons, we are seeing plaid, especially even at Burberry. I feel like Burberry is one of the early pioneers using plaid in a more casual and fashionable way. I absolutely hate this trend. I feel like plaid is one of those fabrics and those prints that is absolutely so hard to match anything with. Like, I just have never felt flattered, and I feel like I own a Burberry check shirt. I've never felt like plaid is a very flattering print for anybody to wear. I find it really, really hard. I feel like it's hard to match with. Lately on the spring 2025 runways, some brands have managed to kind of made it in a more stylish way, especially the latest Sakai collection. Chitose Abe is very focused on her Japanese aesthetics. I feel like when we blend that into the Japanese tailoring, the plaid, it makes it a little bit digestible. I'm still not gagging, and I'm definitely not here for the trend whatsoever to begin with. The best I can do for you is like a Burberry check plaid, but even then we're pushing it. So this is a trend that I absolutely cannot get behind, will never get behind. So if you want to live your journey and wear a plaid shirt, then I absolutely implore you to do so. You will not catch me wearing anything plaid in like a very long time. I feel like when I think of plaid, I also think of those old Eddie Simon at YSL days, those collections with like shredded plaid button downs. I'm not here for that. I feel like those were like the good old days. Even then, those were kind of hard to match. But yeah, this is one trend that I absolutely will not be getting behind. Third trend of the spring 2025 runway shows is the classic archetype. Again, this is a nod to the struggling economy and a more kind of resurgence of old traditional ways, which I don't agree with. I mean, this look, which was absolutely pioneered by Willem Dafoe, my man, who walked the Miu Miu runway wearing possibly the most basic office core, like office bro outfit that there has ever been. A white button down with a simple blue sweater and gray slacks over it. I feel like now we are reverting to old traditional ways of dressing, which is very like madman, very like white button down, gray slacks, and like a blazer over it. I think a lot of brands are kind of doing their own take on this, especially brands like Magliano, who are kind of subverting that kind of vibe. You know, the tailoring is usually done in different fabrics like linens, and they're a little bit looser. I mean, there are a lot of brands that have kind of pioneered the classic archetype to begin with. Le Mer does it in a very romantic but still very wearable and also for the most part affordable way. Brands like Orly, Hermes, and Bottega, who have kind of taken on this quiet luxury way of dressing that is more emphasis on the fabrics that they use to make the clothing more luxurious than versus the look of the outfits being outwardly luxurious, if you guys know what I mean by that. I think these brands are pioneering that look, especially Orly. I feel like Orly uses the best of the best Japanese fabrics. And if you're going towards this classic archetype way of dressing, which might just be like blue selvage denim, a white t-shirt, and classic boots, then these are the brands that you want to go for and you want to look for. I will say I'm kind of 50-50 on this trend. I do think that like if you have a way of uniform dressing and it works for you, then I absolutely implore you to do that. And I feel like if it works for you, and it's quite hard to find things that are best for your body type. So once you do find that, I feel like absolutely stick with it. I do wish that we weren't like regressing to old traditional ways of dressing. I feel like fashion is supposed to be fun, and I just love the bursts of creativity that we get from so many designers during Fashion Week, and it makes me a little bit sad. And it just makes me a little disappointed that all these brands are kind of copying the Jotem, the Row, Kate way of dressing. I feel like it gets a little bit old and also does a disservice to a lot of these designers that previously used to have kind of like a very different take on what the modern man should be dressing like. So when everybody just starts reverting to doing the same look, I mean, Miu Miu did it, and I feel like that was kind of like Miu Miu is one of the first to kind of put their stamp on where the culture is right now. So I feel like Willem Dafoe walking in that very basic classic look on the runway definitely started a conversation. I just think I'm here for it, but I do appreciate the fun part in fashion. Number four is bootcut jeans. And I think the word bootcut has been risen on the Google search charts by like 100,000% thanks to Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl, who wore bootcut Celine jeans for his performance. So I think bootcut jeans have kind of been trending on the runways for spring 2025, just because I feel like for this season, we are kind of going back to vintage aesthetics. And I feel like bootcut jeans worn with brands like Celine or Amiri are actually really easy to pair with, especially if you have a Celine boot. I have two pairs of Celine boots that I am really excited to wear for the spring and summer season. I'm just trying to find like the perfect pair of bootcut jeans to pair them with. I mean, obviously I'd buy the Celine ones, but you know, I don't really have a spare $1,600 lying around to afford those. But because now we are reverting back to this kind of classic way of dressing, I feel like the bootcut jean is a very classic, can do no wrong jean style. And, you know, we do like this kind of slim, casual style of the denim, but I feel like the bootcut jean also looks really great with flatter, low profile sneakers and then also like a heeled boot. Thanks to Kendrick Lamar, I feel like the shoot for these jeans has just absolutely shot up. I am absolutely here for this trend. I feel like the bootcut jean is one of those jean styles that like feel like everybody should be having in their closet anyways. I think it's a super versatile jean. You can also dress it up with like a button down and a blazer over top in a very French Parisian chic way of dressing, which I'm really here for. I definitely am on the hunt myself for a great pair of bootcut jeans. I feel like Levi's, I heard, does a really great pair of bootcut jeans. Who knows? Maybe I'll take the plunge and just get the lean ones. But I feel like Acne Studios does a really great pair of bootcut jeans as well. So I definitely think that this is the number one most trending jean style for men for the spring 2025 season, and I don't disagree with it. I feel like even wearing them with sandals, it's also really achievable. And I feel like they go great with any kind of like shoe silhouette. Next is thin eyewear. So this was originally pioneered by Chrome Hearts and Jax Marie Maj. Hopefully I said that right. Sorry, I don't speak French. So thin eyewear is eyewear that is very, very thin to the frame, not like the ones that I'm wearing here. Actually, the ones that I'm wearing are from Gentle Monster, but also Gentle Monster has been a huge part in this trend. If you guys have been on Instagram or social media recently, then you have noticed that they have come out with a jewelry capsule where it is these super, super thin frames and you can add little trinkets to them. You can add all these like little charms and jewelry to your frames. And it's just like a really cool way of like dressing up your glasses. I know that like I don't even think about my glasses, obviously, because I wear them every single day. But I think it'd be fun to kind of be able to customize your glasses so you don't get tired of them. I mean, these are glasses that we use for almost like 2 years at a time before like our insurance resets, and then I can get another pair of glasses. So I definitely think that I'm fully here for this trend. I mean, I'm here for this trend, but it's a trend here for me because I take such bad care of my glasses that like if I had these tiny little frames that were so thin, I'm sure I would like break them in like the month. Every glasses that I've gotten has been thick. I mean, I think one time, I think they were Gentle Monster too, but I had the frame and then I had it was the style where like the glasses part was like the own lens, and I feel like I almost broke them. So like that's why I switched to these ones where the lens is fully inside the frame. I'm here for this trend. Is it quite trendy? I absolutely agree. Do I think that like thin eyewear will always be on trend? I definitely do not think so. I think in like the old hipster days, we were like dying for those like super thick frames. So I think eventually those will come back. I think just do what's best for you. If you like the tiny skin type frames, then I absolutely say go for it. I mean, by the time the trend is done, then your insurance will reset and you can definitely just get another pair of lenses. Next are workwear jackets. So I definitely think this is a romanticization of working and the trades. I mean, like this was originally made famous by the classic Miu Miu workwear jacket, which they've done in many iterations. They actually have a new one now that is like gray with the blue collar. I absolutely love it. I definitely think Carhartt was one of the earlier brands to also kind of like put this kind of coat style on the map. This has definitely been trending also because the brand Barbour, the British brand Barbour, has also been coming back lately. And I feel like it's very British to have kind of those like workwear jackets, especially the quilted ones that you know you would wear when you were like horseback riding. I think for spring 2025, this is definitely a men's dominated field for this trend. I feel like last year the women had their chances, but now it's like our chances. I feel like now a lot of men's designers, especially Miu Miu, Carhartt, Barbour are also doing these workwear jackets, and I think it's just about time that all these other brands catch up. I absolutely love this trend. I think it's absolutely so chic. There's actually a workwear jacket that I really want. It is the Totem version, and I feel like it's like a little bit oversized, which I really like, and I feel like it's not too expensive. I have my eyes on that one. But again, you could go on eBay and find really vintage Barbour jackets on there for probably like $200 to $300. So if you do your research, you can actually find good kind of workwear jackets for like a really, really, really good price. You just have to look online. And what's funny about these trends coming back is that if you know that a trend has been based off old aesthetics and old styles, then you know that like on the secondhand market, there is absolutely going to be a few of them around because if it was famous 15 years ago, it's definitely going to come back. Those people are going to be listing their items online. So like that's always a tip that like if you feel like a like for example when the Dior saddle was coming up, people who were smart knew that to get them online vintagey before it actually blew up because like fashion always comes around whether it takes 15 or 20 years, and if it was famous 15 years ago it means that some people still own that stuff and that they're going to be putting it online. So you don't necessarily always have to buy the new one. I also really like the Carhartt version, and I feel like it's not too expensive. I think it's around $300 or $400. And who doesn't want that like Carhartt emblem on their chest? It's like so like it's giving trade. You know what I mean? I'm here for this trend. I feel like I need to like buckle down and get my workwear jacket, whether I refuse to be getting the one from Zara. I'm sorry. That is not my journey. I'm not getting a Zara one. I will probably be getting the Totem version, or if I can find the Carhartt one in my size, then probably that one as well. But I am absolutely here for this trend. And last but not least of the most prominent trends of the spring 2025 season is the boat shoes. I'm not impressed. I see you guys with the Jeffrey Campbell boat shoes, and I'm not impressed. I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. So obviously, Miu Miu, like somehow, I don't even think they tried to do this on purpose, but they started doing the boat shoe in like 2020, early 2024, and then it didn't really catch on until now. But all these brands, including like Todd's, who else have I seen? I feel like Valentino's doing a boat shoe as well. I mean, obviously we have the OG Sperry one. If you're a guy, if your main argument is my dad's a lawyer, then you probably own a Sperry boat shoe. And I want to let you know that I think you should be keeping them in your closet. I'm not here for this trend. First of all, where in the damn world am I wearing a boat shoe to? I don't plan on setting foot in Miami anytime soon. I'm not going on a yacht. You want me to be wearing boat shoes like around the street where I'm like walking my dog and grabbing a coffee? Absolutely not. This trend is so minuscule that I actually understand why people be buying the Jeffrey Campbell version, because like I'm not going to be buying the Miu Miu version because I feel like I'm not going to be wearing the shoe in like 3 to 4 months. I get it. Go live your life, do the dupe vibes. But I'm not here for this trend. I don't care if you can style it perfectly. I don't care if it looks good on you. Yeah, if you're wearing a boat shoe, I actually think you're like public enemy number one. I don't know what to tell you. Like, say no to the boat shoe. That's what we're gonna do, guys. Like, I'm sorry, I have to end the video on a negative note, but a boat shoe is crazy. It's giving Abercrombie and Fitch ads from the 90s and like the 2000s. Like, they wouldn't even let me work the front door because I was like, didn't want to be shirtless at the front of the store. That's what it's giving. The boat shoe is giving, and I'm not doing it. So I have no other further explanation. I would say probably the Miu Miu one is the cutest one, and that's just because I think at this point we're all just like enamored by Miu Miu. Anything Miucha does she could do no wrong. But say no to the boat shoe. I think if you get one thing from this video, I think it's say no to the boat shoe. Okay, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy this kind of like fun video, the spring 2025 trend report. I feel like I had a lot of fun. I feel like, okay, maybe it was a little quick video, but I actually have a long list of other trends to also discuss. So let me know if you guys like this. I will definitely be doing a part 2 because I actually have way more trends to talk about. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching lately. I really love all the support I've been getting, and it just motivates me to make more videos. So please like this video and obviously subscribe. It's absolutely free. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.